That's the 11 o'clock chime. That's the 11 o'clock chime. Greetings, everyone. How's everyone today? Oh, well, welcome visitors, first timers. You're going to like it here. You are going to like it here. Because we bust the bubbles here. We take you out of the trance. We take you out of hypnotic states. Remember the movie Wizard of Oz? The wizard hiding behind that curtain. He's done. And we're going to talk about this wizard today. So stand by because there's a treat for you, really. The wizard is dead. Who is this wizard? Well, in the 60s, in the civil rights era, they was telling us who our enemies are. They were saying, you don't need your schools. You don't need your neighborhoods. We have our own. We don't need yours. Bottom line, they destroyed our community. Yes, these colored people. I'm talking to the so-called black community today. I'm coming after y'all, wizards. Y'all not gonna do the same thing y'all did 50 years ago. You're not gonna do it again. What you talking about, old school? I'll tell you exactly what I'm talking about. We know who we are. We know who our enemies are. And we're not gonna let no wizard deceive us. These are people in the 1960s they call segregationists. They were against civil rights. They told us, no, keep your community. No. You don't want to mix with us. You want to have your own. They told us, have your own. And we say they're segregationists, they're haters. Now we know different. It took us 70 years almost to find out the people they told us were our enemies really were our friends. So we're going to shout out to our friends today. George Wallace, Bull Corner, Lester Maddox, Ross Burnett, Orvar Farbus, Sean Thurman, Jesse Helms, the White Citizens Council. These people were against civil rights. The intelligent so-called black community was against civil rights. Were you for civil rights? Let me know, give me a 1 if you were for civil rights. Because if you was for civil rights, if you've been fed that baloney, that civil rights did something for you, I want you to show me what has it done for you. We had our communities intact. We had families intact. Fathers in a home. We was climbing up the ladder of prosperity. But they told you that was wrong. You wasn't living if you wasn't living with other people, communities. You was being denied something because you wasn't in other people, communities. Now they're trying to sell the same story today to tell us who our enemies are. So I'm telling you ahead of time, these are our friends. Why are they our friends? Because they want us to have something for ourselves. They do not want us to integrate. That makes them our friends. The integrationist is why you have no family today. The integrationist is why you lost your identity again and again and still trying to discover who you are. Your children are your enemies now because they're taught against you in the schools. You're living day to day on a paycheck. The women who did get educated, they were miseducated, taught crime, taught to be criminals, and they getting paid right now. So I'm gonna tell you who your friends are. They're gonna tell the colored people, the Negroes who sold us out in the 60s, they're gonna tell you these are your enemies. I have found nothing these people said that make me believe they're my enemies. Okay, here's a list, a short list. These are our friends. Richard Spencer, so-called white nationalist. David Duke, former KKK leader. Steve Bannon, former Trump advisor. Tucker Carlson, TV host. Steve Miller, Trump advisor. Donald Trump, promoter of racial divisive policies. Now, how did that make him your friend? How did that make him your enemy if he's promoting racial divisive policies? He's saying, I want y'all to have your own community. Integration ain't gonna do nothing but destroy you, because you cannot force a people to love you. You're making them hate you. So he's definitely a friend president of ours. Ron DeSantis, Florida governor. And here's a controversial one who everybody wanted to tell us to hate. Nick Fuentes. These are our friends. And don't let no wizard come and pull the curtain like they did 70 years ago, 60 years ago, and tell us they're our enemies. The wizard is done. These colored people, these Negroes who's trying to tell us who our friends and enemies are, we got the key. They're not doing it anymore. They're not gonna do it again. Those last 8 people are helping us build our communities, because when people tell you, okay, I want something for my people, I'm a white nationalist. When they say that, that means they don't want to integrate. That's a good thing. That's not bad. They want their own, and they want you to have your own. I don't know what's wrong with these people. You got some complex that you don't think you should be by yourself, as all other people are in every other community. They're not going through what you're going through because they're not trying to force themselves into other people's communities. They're not trying to force people to love them. That's sickness. That's an illness. I saw it back then in the 60s, and I'd say, what's wrong with them people? I never participated. I never go where I'm not wanted. So I hope this is a reality check for those who can hear. If not, I don't know what to tell you. That's it. That's the message right there. They told us people who's our friends, they told us they was our enemies. And they trying to do the same thing 60 years later. Tell us who our enemies are. Should I go through them names again? The 1960s segregationists were our friends. They warned us what would happen with integration, and we didn't listen. We say these Negro leaders said they was hating on us. If you benefit from integration, civil rights movement, I want you to let me know how you benefit from it right now. So hats out to our friends. They all passed now. George Wallace, Bull Corner, Lester Maddox, Ross Barnett, Orville Faubus, Storm Thurmond, Jesse Helms, the White Citizens Council. Respect. Now, these are our new friends. And if you say these are our enemies, you are an enemy. Because they're saying the same thing these other people said in the 60s, to have your own, build your own community. These are our friends. Richard Spencer, David Duke, Steve Bannon, Tucker Carlson, Steve Miller, Donald Trump, Ron DeSantis, Nick Fuentes. And ain't no wizard gonna come and tell me these are my enemies. Because they have said nothing and done nothing to show they want me to force myself into their communities. They want their own. So if they want their own, they are happy if I have my own as well. So these are our friends. If any Negro, colored people come tell you they're your enemies, they are the enemy. Whoever tell you these people are your enemies are the real enemy. The wizard is done. You can't pull this trick on us again. So with that, show my face. I didn't stutter. I mean what I say. So with that, we're gonna say until next time.